Superheroes come from all around the world, so today we're going to expand our horizons. Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. We took a look at Japanese superheroes not too long ago, so today we're hopping over to another part of the world to take a look at African superheroes. So we're going to be getting heroes from a variety of countries across the continent, and from companies outside of the big two. It's not going to be all Marvel and DC on this list. No, we're going all over. I'm Sasha and these are the top 10 African superheroes. Number 10, Vixen. Well, we're going to start off over at DC with Vixen. Vixen was supposed to be the first female African superhero to star in her own series at DC Comics. However, her comic ended up being cancelled because of the DC implosion in 1978, where a lot of titles were called back, and so it never got released. But she would debut later on, but would largely be a featured member of team books. Marie possesses the Tantu totem, created by Anansi, that allows the wearer to channel the powers of the animal kingdom. She would take this totem from her uncle after she had moved to America and become a model, making a name for herself, as she had left her home to escape from her tragic past. Her mom being killed by poachers and her father being murdered by her uncle for the totem. Vixen is a bit more well known in the modern era, and owes a decent amount of that to some animated adaptation appearances, such as in Justice League Unlimited or Brave and the Bold. Also, the CW took a crack at it, so these days to the mainstream you're more likely to run into people who know who Vixen is. Number 9, Power Man. Power Man is a British comic book series distributed in Nigeria starting in 1975. Power Man was created with the idea pitched by Picken, a Nigerian advertising agency. Their idea? Having a comic featuring a black superhero rather than a white one would encourage literacy among Nigerian youth, and so Power Man was born. So a hero was designed along the lines of a classic Golden Age hero, with traits that would connote success to a Nigerian audience. For example, him having a belly, to connote success and power, whereas in the British comic it would have shown greed. Power Man would protect Nigeria from whatever was coming their way, which included dinosaurs, robots, dishonest property managers, you name it, he was there to stop it. Number 8, Jetstream. Jetstream comes to us from Marvel Comics. He is a Moroccan-born mutant who ended up on the Hellions. Now you may be going, wait, the Hellions? The White Queen? Villains? And yes, for a time they were. They were specifically meant to oppose the New Mutants, but over time the lines would blur, and they would find themselves friends with some members of that team. Jetstream could channel thermochemical energy through his skin, propel it downward, and launch himself like a rocket. He, however, was the unfortunate bearer of powers that also hurt him. The energy he generated could burn his flesh, so he had to have a bionic backpack that could help him control and channel his powers. Jetstream did not make it, but with ever ongoing changes to canon, who knows what the future holds for him. Number 7, Quasi. Quasi was created by Loyiso Mkeze, and his name means star. He's a 19-year-old teen from South Africa who learns that he has superpowers. Operating out of Gold City, Quasi has some rough edges. He's very much interested in his appearance and selfies and Twitter, and at first is positioned as an anti-hero. His journey is a classic one, learning that with great power comes great responsibility, and that these powers come with a price and, well, social responsibility. You know, all those fun things. On him, his creator had this to say: "We have never had a superhero that looks like us and speaks like us and shares the same experiences and environment as us." Comic books in South Africa are still at crawling stage. The market hasn't been tapped into and activated. As someone who is passionate about comics and the power of comics, I see it as a challenge to overcome. So if you're intrigued, now you know about Quasi. Yay, even more superheroes to check out. Number 6, Oya. Oya, Rise of the Orishas is a series that takes on the concept of Orishas and reimagines them as superheroes. So from deities to a superhero group of crusaders. And the series creator stated, "It's a huge responsibility to take this ancient cult of Orisha and portray them on screen. We are trying to make these supernatural deities relatable to audiences, while staying true to the initial mythology." This one is a series of shorts, films, a little series. We're going live action for this one. Number 5, Storm. Now in her main verse origin, that being the 616, Storm was actually born in Harlem in the States, but ends up orphaned in Cairo after her parents died during the Suez Crisis, which is also the instant that triggers her claustrophobia. However, she does end up worshipped as a goddess after her powers manifest, and she is able to bless crops and the like. She's actually cited as an example of a character with remarkably stable origin that has maintained itself throughout the decades. However, in the Ultimate Universe, Storm is an illegal immigrant from Morocco who came to Texas and became a car thief. Just, has anyone else wondered why DC's New 52 got flack for random origin changes but the Ultimateverse didn't? I mean, there are some big differences, like it actually being a separate universe, but at the same time, someone should do a retrospective. Storm first debuted in 1975 and has remained popular and a core member of the Marvel Universe since. Number 4. The Vanguards. These characters are pitched as Africa's Avengers. They were created by Comics Republic, which is a startup working to promote the industry of Nigerian comics. Vanguard is a team comprised of all their superheroes working together to combat evil. The company's goal is to boost comic book readership and female heroes in particular. They have stated, "Girls don't have heroines to look up to these days. Rather, they have celebrities of questionable character. What you end up with is a generic stereotype of the female gender. Girls are seen to others as delicate roses, and we say yes, females are roses, but roses have thorns, and roses are tough, not delicate." We wanted female characters that would become icons to the African girl growing up, to give them something to aspire to, that they can be heroes, and it's not an all-male field. Number 3. EXO. His comic has a great name, EXO, The Legend of Whale Williams. This comic is about Whale Williams, who returns home to investigate the disappearance of his father, an inventor. He operates out of Lagoon City and inherits a nanosuit, which gives him a whole host of abilities. The project was founded by digital animator Roy Okupe, who stated, "We have so many people with a wealth of creative and appealing stories on the continent, but they never really get the proper commercial exposure. I myself experienced this when I approached investors and distributors. I was told it was a great idea, but there was no fan base for the sort of product. I refused to believe that. I believe if done properly, great script, good production values, etc., Nigerians, Africans, and people all over the world will be receptive. We don't necessarily love characters like Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man because of their place of origin. We love them because they have great stories we can identify with. That's why I took my time, 5 years so far, in developing the story and characters. My hope is that EXO fulfills my lifelong goal of adding something unique to the superhero genre." Number 2. Anansi, Astro City. There are pretty much every kind of hero you can imagine in this universe. And this includes heroes from Africa, such as Anansi, who is an illusion caster, which fits in nicely with his namesake, who is a trickster and a shapeshifter, most often seen in the form of a spider, a folktale who is spread far and even into the New World, and is often featured in some form in Western stories when they seek to incorporate an element of African mythology, which yes, even by that statement, that means that they're compressing it. Number 1. Black Panther. No surprises here, we're not trying to pull any fast ones. You were probably waiting for Black Panther, who at this point has become an iconic hero. Black Panther first debuted in Fantastic Four number 52 back in 1966, and was the first mainstream African hero in a big superhero comic, and he took off and has been a staple of Marvel ever since. His addition to the MCU was met with fanfare, and he is part of the comic book landscape and a key moment in Western comics history. Wakanda forever indeed. So those were 10 African superheroes. Let me know if there are any that you feel should have been showcased on this list down below. I'm Sasha, and thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so that you never miss a vid, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.